A true and touching story. The girl who had been with someone else before marriage. When Walid got married on his first wedding night, he looked at his beautiful bride and felt like the happiest man in the world. He thought life had finally smiled upon him for the first time. As he approached Huda, she began crying and shouted, "Don't come near me." Walid asked gently, "Why?" Through her tears, she confessed, "I'm not the person you think I am. I've lost my purity and made a mistake with someone before." This confession hit Walid like lightning. He felt as though the world had crumbled around him, and his heart raced with pain, but he quickly suppressed his anger, walked into another room, and slept there. The next morning, Walid went to Huda and said, "If I divorce you now, your name will be tarnished, and you'll lose your reputation. Your family might not treat you well, and you'll face a hard life. So I'll keep you with me for a year. After that, I'll divorce you. You'll sleep in one room, and I'll sleep in another." Days passed, and Walid stayed true to his word. He left Huda alone, and they lived in separate rooms without speaking to each other. Whenever Huda looked at Walid, she saw a complete man, someone with the qualities of a good husband. She deeply regretted her past and thought about how she had wronged herself and him. Walid had lost his mother as a child and had been mistreated by his stepmother. Despite her harshness, he remained respectful and never turned his back on her. These hardships had shaped him into a man of patience and character. Huda lived in constant fear of the year's end, knowing divorce was inevitable. When she saw Walid playing with the children in the family, she could see his love for children and thought to herself how she had deprived him of his happiness. One rainy day, Walid returned home after starting his car in the heavy rain. Feeling extremely cold, he suddenly collapsed as he entered the house. Huda rushed to help him, dragged him to his room and cared for him like a mother throughout the night. She stayed by his side, reducing his fever with a damp cloth. Eventually his fever broke and he opened his eyes to find Huda watching over him with teary eyes. At that moment, he felt that Huda's feelings for him were genuine and honest. Walid recovered, and as the year came to an end, Huda knew her time was up. She packed her belongings, preparing for the divorce. Walid asked her to go to the living room first, saying there was something she needed to see. Confused, Huda went to the living room and found something she never expected, a letter from Walid. It read, "My dear wife, a year has passed and I've been watching over you. I've seen your devotion in prayer and fasting, and I've heard your heartfelt prayers. I've forgiven you. From today, I am your husband, and you are my wife." The end.